Everyone, and welcome you all to the first chapter of the Basic PHP tutorial. So now we are on our chapter number 1 where I'll be giving you guys an introduction and setting up PHP over here in my PC that we can program in PHP or using the PHP. So over here we're gonna learn what are the things that we will explore here through this tutorial. We will learn how you can set up your PC before starting to write your PHP program. So let's not waste much time and let's get started. So now over here on my screen, as you guys can see, that this is the web engine in which I'm going to work on, and I'll show you guys how you can download. So this is the Google search engine over here, and the programming language we are going to learn is known as PHP. Okay, so PHP is mostly used for live web servers. Okay, so all the servers which are run through the net, they basically depend on PHP. But here in this class, we are not only going to cover uh, working on the web pages, okay, like in these web pages or running a particular application online, but we are also going to see that how you can run a PHP file inside your text editor as well. Okay, we will see that how you can work with HTML, like how we can combine PHP with HTML. Okay, and we are going to learn about data types. We are going to learn about different kind of variables. We are going to learn about the for loop, while loop, and also the if statement over here. Okay, so we will explore each and everything, but the first thing which you should keep in your mind, that while you are working, okay, let's say while you're working with your programming language, make sure to always write your programs very neat and tidy, because at the end of the day you also need to understand that what you're writing, like if you want to change anything, it will be a lot easier for you to identify your things and basically change those. Okay, so before writing some PHP programming language, the first thing what I need to do is I need to download PHP. Okay, so to download PHP, now you can just come here on top and you just can type www.php.net. Okay, so I'll just wait here for some time. And as you guys can see there, I do have the PHP website open. Okay. And once you have this, okay, you guys will already be able to see that what is the latest version of the PHP. And I'll always recommend you that you keep on upgrading. Okay, because they keep on adding more features to it, which will be a lot easier for you whenever you're watching this tutorial or whenever you are planning to learn your PHP file. Okay, so once I'm here in this particular wave, the next thing what I need to do is I need to go on to this downloads option. Okay, so as you guys can see, I'm here in the downloads option. Here you guys can see that you do have this current stable PHP. Okay, or let's come here. I will just type downloading PHP, and here you do have some general installation considerations option. Okay, so now let's come here, and here you guys can see binaries. Okay, installation instruction. Binaries are available for Microsoft Windows, and if you just go down, you guys can always see that there is this Windows download option. Okay, so from here now I will just click on this Windows download, and once you are over here, on the right hand side you guys can see that 64-bit non-thread safe, 64-bit thread safe. Okay, so you guys can just use any of those right from here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the 64 thread safe. Okay, so I'll just take this one, and from here I will just download the zip file. Okay, So as you guys can see, I will just click on this particular zip file, and here my zip file is basically getting downloaded. Okay, so it might take some time over here to download. It totally depends on the speed of your internet. And meanwhile, let me show you that if you do have a different one, let's say you do have this other version, or you want to have this 86 bits one, you can also use all of this over here. Okay, so now as I am done downloading, as you guys can see, I do have download this zip file, this PHP zip file. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to minimize this browser as well. And from here, I will just go to the downloads. Okay. So let's come here, and I do have the downloads. And over here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to extract all of this file. So I'll just click on extract all. But over here now, you need to select the folder where you want to extract all these files. Okay. So for me now, I will just come here, downloads, and I want to save this one inside a folder named PHP. Okay, so now let's come here, users underscore speed underscore download. Otherwise, you just can save it in the root directory of the C drive. And from here, now I will just type PHP. Okay, and now what I can do is I can just extract this file. So it will take a bit while as well for it to extract, or sometimes it might be soon as well. Okay, so let's wait and let's see how long does it take. So over here, as you guys can see, that I do have actually extracted the file. Okay, and if you don't want to see the location, then I'll just go to the OS, and in my OS you guys can see I do have this file named PHP. So here you do have all the files that you need to run your PHP file. Okay, so over here you can see all of this, but you don't have to do anything over here. But make sure that you don't modify anything from here as well. Just leave it the way it is, and it will tend to work properly. So now the next thing what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come here, and from here I need to select a root path. Okay, like I need to tell my PC that I do have PHP in my computer that I can run this type of program. So for that, now what I need to do is, so to make Windows understand that, what I need to do is I need to come here, and from here I need to type the keyword environment. Okay, so over here you guys can see when I try to write environment, it is showing me the option edit the system environment variables. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna come here, and I'm just going to open this up. And after that, here you guys can see there are this lot of option, performance, user profiles, startup, and recovery. But what I'm going to do is I'll just click on the environment variables. And once I have this environment variable, now the next thing is that here you guys can see that user variables. So now from here, like I will be going on to this path variable. Okay. And from this path variable, instead of creating a new one, I'll just click on edit. And now from here, let's click on new. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give the location of my PHP file, like where I do have downloaded it. Okay. So C colon then backspace, and then I'll just put the name of my file, okay, which is PHP, where you do have extracted all the file. So I'll just click on OK. Now over here I'll just click on OK over here as well, and let's click on OK. So I hope this is done, but now let me check is it installed or not. So I'll just go to this command prompt over here. So I'll just type command prompt. And now what I'm gonna do next is I'm just gonna come here, And from here now I'm just going to type something at first. Okay, so let's click on enter. Let's type echo, then I will just type path, and then I'll again put the reminder. So now if you just click on enter, here you guys can see that you do have a lot of code or a lot of location, but at last you should see that do you have the location of C sharp PHP or not. Okay, as you guys can see your PHP present over here. Now let me just see what is the version of PHP that I'm using. So just type PHP/v, and if you click on enter, now you guys can see that I'm using the PHP version 8.4.5. Okay, so over here I'm going to use this one, and this is going to work. So in the next part over here, I'm going to show you that how you can actually get a text editor environment, like where we can actually run our line of code. So you guys can use any, but I'll be showing you guys one. If you do want to use that, you guys can use that text editor as well. But till now, I hope this is clear on how you guys can work. Okay. So now from here, we are going to now download a text editor. Okay. So let me tell you something about text editor, that you guys can write PHP in any text editor, like the very basic text editor, which is there by default. Okay, you can use that. But for us, we do want some kind of text editor which shows us the syntax error. Okay, they will show us if we have any problem with our code, that we can just rectify that very easily, that it runs in a particular environment, that we can check that it is running very well. Okay, so if we keep this thing in mind, we need to make sure that we can actually download a text editor. And about the text editor, let me also tell you that there will be a lot of text editor. Like if you have worked with programming before, like C++, C Sharp, or Python, or let's say JavaScript, HTML, CSS, if you have any experience regarding that, the text editor which you do have used for those programming languages, the same text editor can be used for PHP as well. Like if you're familiar with those text editor, then you can use that particular text editor with your PHP language as well. Okay, so this is very uh, a thing which you should keep in our mind. But over here now I am going to download and install a text editor which names is Atom Text Editor. Okay, so this is Atom Text Editor which we are going to use, and this particular text editor is by GitHub. Okay, so let's see how you guys can install that too. So just come here, and from here now just type Atom Text Editor. And as you guys can see, once I've written Atom Text Editor, now the first website which pops up, I'm just going to click over here, and as you guys can see, they're actually showing me the download option. So just come here. If you just go down, you guys will be able to see a lot more about their website over here. Okay, so this is the Atom Text Editor, and automatically they will able to understand whether you are trying to, or whether you are in their website using a Windows or using a Mac. So they'll just recommend you the one. So I'll just click on download right over here. Okay, and as you guys can see that over here, there are all of these options which you can use. Okay, so if you do want to download any of this, okay, so you guys can just come here, and you guys can basically download from here itself. Okay, and there will be a lot of options, okay, for this Atom Text Editor right over here. So let me just come here, and if I just click on this download option, And once you're over here in this particular website, make sure that you come here and you download the atomsetup.exe file. Okay, otherwise, if you do have this 64-bit one, you guys can also download Atom Windows zip file. Okay, so just click over here, and as you guys can see, this particular zip file is actually getting downloaded for this Windows. So atom.windows file over here, and just wait for it to get downloaded. And in our next class, I will be showing you guys how you guys can actually work. Or let me just download this one as well, Atom 64 Windows zip file. Okay, so let's come here and let me just download this particular file right over here as well. Okay, so most probably I'll choose the 64-bit Windows zip file, which I'll be working on. So in our next class, I'll show you how you can just set up your environment and also how you can start writing your first line of code. So yeah, I hope to see you all in the next chapter. Till then, take care and goodbye, everyone.